Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the 9 p.m. English News Edition. Here are the top stories. The Djiboutian office receives a high-flow motor pump. According to the WHO, the situation is getting worse due to the coronavirus. Hello, welcome to our newsroom for having the news in details. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Margeli, expressed his deepest condolences to the Speaker of the National Assembly of Burundi, Mr. Pascal Yabenda, who, in accordance with the provision of the constitution of that country, becomes the acting president of Burundi following the death announced this Tuesday afternoon of President Pierre Nkurunziza. In a message of condolences conveyed to the new interim president of Burundi, President Gele referred to the terror felt at the announcement of the death of President Nkurunziza. We express our compassion and solidarity to the friendly Burundian nation, which today deplores the brutal death of its main leader, wrote the Djiboutian head of state, who hailed the valuable contribution to his political leadership was making to the stability of his country and the region, particularly in Somalia. The people and the government of Djibouti join me in expressing their sympathy to the sister nation of Burundi in the terrible ordeal of death of their leader. President Ismail Margeli also noted, according to international media, quoting the government of Burundi, President Pierre Nkurunziza died suddenly Monday of a heart attack. At the head of Burundi since August 2005, he was due to hand over power next August to the newly elected president of the country, Mr. Evariste Ndayishimiye. The head of state also sent a similar message to the newly elected president of Burundi. Now, the First Lady and the President of UNFD, Mrs. Khadra Mahmoud Haid, together with Naguib Abdullah Kamil, Ali Hassan Bahdan, and Nazli Abdullah Kamil, expressed their sincere condolences to the family of the late Hassan Idris Ahmed. It is with great sadness that we learned of the death of Hassan Idris Ahmed, former ambassador of Djibouti in Brussels. He was the father of the Djiboutian diplomat in Kuwait, Yasser Hassan Idris. In these painful circumstances, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, and all the ministry officials offer their condolences to their colleague, the entire family and relatives of the deceased. Minister of Transport Mohammed Ahmed, the Secretary of State for Decentralization Hamadou Aramis, addressed their most saddened condolences to the family of the deceased Hassan Idris. The Ambassador of Djibouti in Germany, Adan Mohammed Dilater, to the Russian, the Dr. Muhammad Ali Kamil in Kuwait, Mohammed Mumin, and staff of the embassy, the Prefect of the region of Tadjoura, Hassan Dabali Ahmed, they all prayed to the God, Lord Allah, to welcome to the late Hassan Idris in his eternal paradise. Ameen. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raj'un. Now, the family of the late Musa Ahmed Idris thanks the President of the Republic, Ismail Margeli, and the First Lady Khadra Mahmoud Haid for their support in organizing the funeral of the late Musa Ahmed Idris. Moving on to the news now, a delegation of the CNDH made a notified visit to the civil prison of Gabon this morning, Tuesday, June 9, 2020. I must recall that the CNDH visits independently and regularly the places of detention, namely the police stations, the gendarmerie brigades, and civil prison of Gabon once or twice a year in order to inquire about the condition of detention and treatment of detainees. These visits are part of the CNDH's primary mission, which is to contribute to the promotion and protection of human rights in all its aspects. It also ensures compliance with the Republic of Djibouti's commitments with regard to the international and regional instruments ratified by our country. At the end of each visit, the Commission submits a report containing its observations and recommendations to the relevant authorities. As is customary, the delegation met with the prison administration and prisoners to hear their concerns and any complaints they may have. In addition, visits were made to all areas of the prison, namely the women's, juvenile, and adults men's wings, as well as the block of 12 individual cells, commonly known as Cell 12. In particular, inspection of the cell in this block occupied by Mr. Fouad Yusuf Ali was carried out. Moreover, the Commission ensured that sufficient stock of medicines and food were available and that the registry was being kept. Now, the Secretary General of Ministry of Health, Dr. Salah Benito Tribe, gave us the daily press briefing of this Tuesday, June 9, 2020. The date of the COVID-19 epidemic is as follows. 998 tests were performed, 53 positive cases of COVID-19, 126 cases cured, and 3 deaths, unfortunately. And as for the global balance sheet, it declines as follows. 37,495 tests performed, 4,331 positive to COVID-19, 2,139 cases were confirmed cured, 34 deaths in total. Stay alert, protect yourself and others. Our reception ceremony now for a high-flow motor pump took place today, Tuesday, June 9, at Honors. This high-flow motor-driven pump is graciously donated by an Italian donor through the resident coordinator of the United Nations system, Mrs. Barbara Menzi, who hand-delivered it to Honors Executive Secretary Hussein Hassan Darar. This motor pump will allow the evacuation of water stagnant on the streets after the heavy rains and consequently will restore the living condition of the disaster victims. The Executive Secretary of Honors, Hussein Hassan Darar, thanked the coordinator for her participating in this precious donation, as well as the generous Italian donor for the improvement of the lives of our fellow citizens. Now in the army, following the example of the Republic of Djibouti, the Hill 6 and Hill 7 battalions deployed respectively in Jalalakhsi and Beledweyne celebrated in joy and good humor while ensuring a high level of security on Saturday, 6 June 2020, the 43rd anniversary of the creation of Djiboutian Armed Forces. Readers recall that these two battalions and 2,000 men and women are operating within the framework of the establishment of lasting peace in Somalia under the banner of AMISOM. Despite their difficult mission, these two battalions were keen to celebrate the 43rd anniversary of the FAD with joy and jubilation. This significant ceremony coincided with the inauguration of the new commander of Sector 4, Sector and the Djiboutian Command, Colonel Abdurrahman Rayale Hared, who took office in the 2nd June. Thus, it was with Battalion Commander Hill 7, Lieutenant Colonel Abdullahi Musa, that he carried out the traditional review of the troops. The commander of the Sector 4, Colonel Abdurrahman Rayale Hared, first paid tribute to the flag, where the national anthem resounded with particular emotion. Afterward, the review of the troops took place. The soldiers thus deployed were able to put on their finest uniform on this festive day. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, biojustice were purely respected and guests were kept to a strict minimum. Lieutenant Colonel Abdullahi Musa, Battalion Commander of the Hill 7, began reading to the soldier and gets the agenda of the Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces. In this expert, he recalled the main achievement of the FAD over the past year, projects completed, those in progress, and future projects. Let us listen to an expert from the agenda of the CMGA, read by Lieutenant Colonel Abdullahi Musa, Battalion Commander of Hill 7. For example, the reaction of some officers from the Hill 7 Battalion as unit commander were south. These two officers were able to express their feelings on this day of celebration with full of emotion and joy. Similarly, the Hill 6 Battalion deployed in Jalaxy since 2018, and the command of the Lieutenant Colonel Roble Mohammed Abdullah was determined, despite the risk, to celebrate the 43rd anniversary of the Djiboutian Armed Forces. This battalion in the Hiran region is 1,000 men and women strong. This 43rd anniversary of the FAD since June 6, 1977 was a special one because for this battalion, it was their last parade as a deployed battalion. Thus, the battalion commander Hill 6 Lieutenant Colonel Robert Mohammed Abdullah, that he carried out the traditional review of the troops. The commander of Sector 4, Colonel Abdurrahman Rayali Haret, first paid tribute to the flag where the national anthem rang out with particular emotion. Afterward, the review of the troops took place. The soldiers thus deployed were able to put on their finest uniform on this festive day due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Still, biojustice were purely respected and guests were kept to a strict minimum. Lieutenant Colonel Roble Mohammed, Battalion Commander of the Hill 6, began reading to the soldier and guests the agenda still of the Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces. In this expert, the main achievement of the FAD over the past 3 projects completed, those in progress, and future projects were recalled. Let us know the agenda of the CMJ read it by Lieutenant Colonel Roble Mohammed, Battalion Commander of Hill 6. Also, Burde in the Hiran region, where a detachment of Hill 7 Battalion is deployed, celebrated the 43rd anniversary of the establishment of the FID since 6 June 1977. This detachment is under the responsibility of Commander Mahmoud Omar Farah. The ceremony was attended by senior officials of the Somali Army, the Hiran Regional Youth Union, and civil society. In this regard, Commander Mahmoud Omar Farah read out the agenda of the Chief of General Staff of the Army, which reflects the main achievement of the FAD. The project initiated those in progress and future projection. Commander Mahmoud Omar Farah did not hesitate to urge the Djiboutian detachment deployed in Bulebur to become more involved in their mission to protect and secure the local population and fight against the Al-Shabaab militia. During the ceremony, the governor of Bulebur, Mr. Faisal Hajir Aden, a distinguished guest, wished an excellent Independence Day to the ADF, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, and Supreme Chief of the Army and the people of Djibouti. He did not fail to underscore the importance of the presence of the FAD here with them. The sacrifice made. Governor Faisal Hajir Aden said he was honored to be among them and to celebrate this 43rd anniversary with joy and happiness. Now, after the last tour of the President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, in the interior regions, and upon instruction from him to follow up the demands of the people who entered the establishment of a special fire unit, a partnership agreement was signed today in Ali Sabih between the governor of the region and the Civil Defense Foundation to grant a fire truck for the benefits of this region located in the south of the country. The occasion took place in the presence of the Director General of the Civil Defense Forces, Colonel Mahmoud Musa Mahmoud, the Mayor of Ali Sabih, the Mr. Musa Aden Migane, and the head of the battalion, the Armed Forces stationed in Ali Sabih province. It is now with a great sadness that we learn the death of Mr. Hassan Idris Ahmed, former Djibouti's ambassador to Brussels. He was the father of the Djiboutian diplomat in Kuwait, Yasser Hassan Idris. On this painful occasion, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mohammed Ali Yusuf, and all the officials of the ministry offered their condolences to their colleague, the entire family and relatives of the deceased. The Minister of Transport, Mohammed Ahmed Musa, and the Secretary of State of Decentralization, Hamadou Aramis, addressed their deepest condolences to the family of the deceased Hassan Idris. The ambassador of Djibouti in Germany, Adan Mohammed, related the Russian to the Russian Dr. Mohammed Ali Kamil in Kuwait, Mohammed Mumin, and the staff of the embassy. The prefect of the region of Tajura also, Hassan Adabali Ahmed. All of them prayed to the God Allah to welcome him to the late Hassan Idris to his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raj'un. Moving now into the international news. Now, the World Health Organization (WHO) said on Monday that the pandemic linked to the new coronavirus was worsening worldwide, warning against complacency. More details with Dina Musa. Now, George Floyd is scheduled to be buried today in Houston, Texas. It is in this city that the 46-year-old man spent part of his life before moving to Minneapolis, where he died 2 weeks ago. This is it for this edition of 9 p.m. Thank you for watching us and have a wonderful night.